Get 3 months of local news for just 99 cents a month. You'll get unlimited access to the news you need to stay engaged and connected to your community. Visit duluthnewstribune.com/subscribe now to get 3 months of local news for only 99 cents a month.
Hello, Northlanders. It's Thursday, September 21st. I'm Wyatt Buckner, the Duluth News Tribune Minute, presented by Minnesota Power Employees Credit Union.
The average MPECU member saves over $785 a year in better rates and lower fees. And with MPECU, every ATM is your ATM. With their free checking program, you get ATM fee reimbursements at any ATM anywhere in the U.S. Check out Minnesota Power Employees Credit Union's services online at mpecu.com or visit their offices in downtown Duluth, Arrowhead Road, or Miller Trunk Highway.
Now here's a look at today's headlines. A new study shows the city has a 20.9% vacancy rate for office space, paired with a severe lack of available housing stock. The city of Duluth funded a recent study about the feasibility of converting unused downtown real estate spaces into housing over the next 5 years. The report marks one of 27 recommendations of the mayor's downtown task force, which was co-chaired by Christy Stokes, president of Downtown Duluth, and Sean Flerke, president and CEO of the Duluth Superior Area Community Foundation. The results were presented Tuesday by Lori Volk, co-managing director of Zimmerman Volk Associates, which conducted the study. Mayor Emily Larson noted the downtown landscape has changed significantly following the pandemic and also as a result of Superior Street reconstruction. Even so, she said, new opportunities for development and growth are on the horizon, noting the addition of a $900 million hospital in the medical district, the North Shore Theater's $30 million investment, and Minnesota Power's new plaza, in addition to the $194 million Northern Lights Express Rail investment and conversations surrounding a new city library. She said she plans an announcement later this week about a new housing project on Superior Street. Commercial real estate business owner Greg Fulmer said various factors contribute to development challenges, such as the city process, Duluth's smaller and less competitive labor force compared to larger metropolitan areas, as well as its unique climate and geology. Overall, the city's households consist of 39% empty nesters and retirees, while this group makes up 26% of households downtown. There are 28% households of families with children citywide, compared to 6% downtown. Meanwhile, younger singles and couples make up 33% of overall citywide households, representing a larger presence downtown with 68% of households. The study determined that 57% of households representing the potential market for housing in Duluth are already living in the city, whereas 23% were throughout the country, 9% from surrounding counties, 6% from the cities, and 5% from St. Louis County. Altogether, 384 to 501 new units of primary and secondary housing units per year could be leased or sold in the study area over a 5-year time frame, for a total of up to more than 2,500 new units. Duluth Playhouse now owns the North Shore Theater, the nonprofit company's home. In a ceremony held in the venue's lobby Tuesday afternoon, developer Sherman Associates acknowledged the official transfer of ownership interests to the nonprofit theater company. The long-planned handoff required the resolution of a complex financing structure. The North Shore's rejuvenation was a long-standing goal for Don Ness. Emily Larson's predecessor in office, who served from 2008 to 2016, attended Tuesday's event. Former Duluth Playhouse Executive Director Christine Gradle-Seitz, for whom the North Shore Lobby was named in 2021, recounted that the organization's journey to the historic arts and theater district began in 2000 at a time when the Playhouse was outgrowing its space at the Depot. Seitz thanked Ness for keeping the North Shore from the wrecking ball and credited Sherman Associates for making a $1.7 million contribution to the $29.5 million rehabilitation project. Sherman's success with the North Shore has fueled hopes that he can work the same magic with the Duluth Armory, which is owned by a nonprofit with even bigger dreams, a $55 million renovation that would turn the East Hillside neighborhood landmark into a venue for events, including entertainment, along with providing space for education programming and community kitchen use along with the public food hall. More than 6,000 people cast over 89,000 votes in the News Tribune's 2023 Best of the Best contest, and now the winners have been announced. The News Tribune received 42,530 nominations for its 7th annual contest. Dozens of winners were named in 4 groups: arts and entertainment, dining and drinking, local businesses, and services. From Best Art Gallery, Lake Superior Art Glass, to Best Veterinary Office, Airport Animal Hospital, awards were distributed Wednesday evening at Bent Paddle Brewing in Duluth. First place winners were awarded an engraved plaque from Footprint Promotional Advertising, as well as a certificate. Second place winners received a certificate. See a complete list of the winners at duluthnewstribune.com/dntbest. A special section containing the contest results was also published in the News Tribune's Wednesday print edition. Now here's Dan Williamson, who has a special guest through Zoom.
Thanks, White. I'm joined by one of our colleagues, the great Melinda Levine, Duluth News Tribune features reporter, and Melinda is working on a story we'll be able to see in Saturday's print edition of the Duluth News Tribune. It's also a story we can find online prior at duluthnewstribune.com. And Melinda, this story is about a woman who knows a thing or two about reptiles. What more can you tell us?
Yes. So Sarah Glessner of Superior, she is behind Sacred Serpents. And, what is that? She's basically like a one-woman show. She does a lot of educational events. She does a reptile story hour at Zenith Bookstore. And she's going to be doing another reptile book hour, reading hour at the Superior Public Library coming up. But she's really a community member who has a lot of education in animals and reptiles. She's worked at the Lake Superior Zoo. She's worked with the St. Louis River Alliance. She's worked with Wildwoods, and a lot of her pets, she has a horde of them, are rescues or strays, and her pets run the gamut. She's got tortoises and tarantulas and a blue-tongued skink, and she also has a stray dove. She's just a really cool human being that you can tell is very passionate about what she does and passionate about animals.
Yeah, absolutely. In terms of takeaways, what was your biggest takeaway from this story?
Oh, my biggest takeaway, one of the things that she talks about is, in her educational events, meeting people where they're at. So snakes and spiders, and people can feel really uncomfortable, and people have, stuff around that. And she talks about just being trauma-informed education. So meeting people where they're at. If somebody is curious about a snake, but they have stuff around them, just really letting them lead the interaction. So if they just want to be in the same room, across the room, or, be a couple of feet away, she really lets people choose how they want to kind of move through this scary for them interaction. And I just felt really moved by her intention and what motivates her in her work.
Is there anything in particular you hope our audience takes away from this story?
I hope they take away that, she's one of a handful of good resources in our community who knows about reptiles and snakes and turtles and tortoises. And if you have a pet like this and you don't really know what's going on, if you're having trouble with them eating, she can be somebody who can help you kind of understand how to best care for it. And even can answer questions for people who are interested in getting an animal like this so that they can choose the right fit for them before they step into that commitment.
Great stuff, Melinda. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, Dan.
And again, you can find Melinda's story in Saturday's print edition of the Duluth News Tribune. It will also be online prior at duluthnewstribune.com. Wyatt, back to you.
Thanks, Dan. Now here's a look at your forecast, brought to you by the News Tribune's Northlandia podcast.
Weather for the Duluth area today, looking at areas of patchy fog for the morning, and then as we progress into the afternoon hours, we'll be looking at mostly sunny skies with a slight chance of a rain shower. High temperatures in the mid-70s, dropping into the upper 50s for tonight, and then mostly cloudy skies with chances of rain for your Friday. High temperatures in the low 70s, dropping into the 60s with more chances of rain over the weekend. I'm Storm Tracker meteorologist Robert Pointer.
Thank you to the Northlandia podcast for their support. The weekly podcast explores curious and unique stories here in the Northland. The latest episode looks into the Mesabi Iron Range's last standing headframe and the efforts to preserve it. You can find all the episodes of Northlandia on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get this podcast. Reporting for today's episode was done by Brielle Bredston, Jay Gabler, Melinda Levine, and Katie Roman. Thank you for listening to the Duluth News Tribune Minute. Have a great day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.